All right, so here's the mechanical room. Got all sorts of stuff in here. All sorts of stuff. Let's go over everything. The water main comes into the building right there. That big old valve comes up, goes back behind here into the backflow assembly. No, it's my stud finder. The backflow assembly prevents water from backflowing into seawater. Okay, then you have valve. You got it goes down into this line back there, like that. Boom, boom, down. That's the booster pumps. Boost water pressure. There's only like 40 psi at the street for this building. And there's the two pumps. Boom. And the water comes out of the booster pumps right here. Oh wait, that is the expansion tank for thermal expansion, because as water heats, it's going to expand just like anything else. Okay, and this is a water heater room. Yeah, anyways, so we got the water comes up, another shutoff valve, and it tees off right here. Let's follow the up line first. This goes up over here and tees off two different directions. One line goes down, follows it, follow it right there. See that C on the little handle? Cold. Goes this way, and then down there for water, cold water supply for the front building right there. You follow this T back up, goes up here, between the T vent pipes, down over there, makes a curve to the right, and then goes up right there. And that is the cold water supply for this back building. All right, now back to this T right here. We got a check valve right there. Prevents water from backflowing backwards. So it can only go in the direction that little arrow points. All right, so now we got another T. Let's follow this T straight up. Goes up, ignore that one for now. Comes this way, that way, into the ball valve, check valve. Again, that prevents water from flowing backwards through the system. A union, and another check valve / strainer is right there. And this is the thermostatic mixing valve. It takes the hot water from the boilers, mixes it with a little bit of cold water so you don't scald yourself in the fucking hot ass water. Okay, so that's the cold water line to the mixer. Back over here to this T. Goes this way, and it goes down here. That little half-inch line right there, and off that T is a trap primer. What that does, it comes down here, goes this way. There's the trap primer underneath the valve right there. Goes this way. Keep following that little half-inch line down here to right there, that PEX line. Goes into the ground right down there. That keeps the P-trap on this floor drain from ever drying up. A little drop of water goes through that line every so often, and I'll keep sewer gas from getting up into the building. Okay, so now back onto this right here. This line right here, down here, right, came from this way, but actually that's not the direction of flow. Flow goes this, see that little arrow right there? That's the direction of flow, because this is a recirc return line. Recirc system, make sure you always have hot water inside the building. I'll get to that more later. Okay, so now follow this, boom, that is a check valve, prevents water from flowing from right to left on this. That's how we know the flow goes from left to right into here. Okay, back down to this T. Now we move this way. We got a temperature gauge and a pressure gauge, sitting at about 80 psi, 90 degrees. Follow it this way, boom. This is also a recirc return line. If you notice, it comes from right here, up, boom. That is a balancing valve, which balances the recirc return on the system, and goes in, ties in there, which this keeps going flow from right to left. You should probably mark it on that T there. But anyways, this goes over here, boom, back over to there. And you see that T where it goes down? We'll go over there. We'll jump to the middle. That T right there, let's follow to the left. This 1.25 inch line right here goes down, 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 down. And it's hard to see, but right there, it goes into the expansion tank, second expansion tank. And that is a drain, just to drain the system if we need. Back over here, the other outlet from that T comes down right here, out towards me, boom, and then it flows, splits off again. One way through a union, and then through a ball valve, and another union, and into the water supply for this big ass water heater, 100 gallons. Other side does the same thing, exactly the same thing, mirrored into this water heater. Okay, you gotta have a balance system, so they have to be identical fittings on both sides. Otherwise, you're gonna have one getting more water than the other. It'll be feeding more than the other. Same thing on the outlet, and the outlet's even more important. You gotta have the same type of thing going on. Boom, boom. Let's back up some. There we go. You can see the same thing happening. Just one goes up, one goes down, and goes back there. Oh, we have check valves there and there. There. And so they both tie together at that T, and then they go off to the right. Let's look what that does. That T comes over this way. You got a pressure and temperature gauge right there, and boom, the ball valve, a check valve to prevent backflow, and another union, and down into another check valve slash strainer for the thermostatic mixer. And that's the hot water supply for the mixer, which hot and cold right there, hot right there, comes up and mixes and is sent out this way through a union, ball valve. I thought there was a check valve there, maybe not. A meter, or not meter, temperature pressure gauge this way and off that way, which is the hot water supply for this back building. It goes up next to the cold water we looked at earlier. This one comes over and drops down, right here, that way, following it to the hot water supply for the front building over there. Okay, now that we got all of that, that is our water supply and everything, let's follow the recirc. We've got the recirc, which is that white line coming down right in the ceiling right there. Comes down and over here this way. Boom, let's follow it to the middle. We got a ball valve right back there on that top line, you see it? And then after the ball valve, we're gonna have a check valve. Hold on, I'll zoom in on it for you. Right there, the check valve. Ball valve, check valve. Keep following that line over here. You've got, hold on, we'll get to this one up here in a second. Keep following that recirc return, you got temperature and pressure gauge. You got an automatic air release vent, so you don't end up with air in your system. Oops. Okay, follow it down some more. Back here, a ball valve. The recirc pump. This is what takes the water and pulls it. So the recirc system is kind of cool. Let's follow this for a second. Down to another drain. Boom. Through some unions, ball valves, another service or balancing valve. Boom. Back into where we tied in here. Back into where we tied in here. Now the recirc system, for every unit stack, there's a hot water main, right? It feeds every unit on this stack and that stack. So like all the 201 units, 202 units, 203 units, sorry, 201, 101, 201, 301, and 401. All those have one water main going up through all of them. And at the top of that is a 1/2-inch line that comes back down and ties back in. So that way, this pump right here is constantly pulling water out of the top of that for this point, bringing it back down here and tying it back into the system, so you always have hot water circulating through those hot water mains. So that way, when you turn on the hot water, you don't have to wait for 20 minutes for hot water to make it through all those lines, get rid of all the cold water, and then finally you have hot water. So the constant little bit of circulation keeps hot water always in the lines. So that's what the recirc system does. Now, that's all the water piping. Now let's see what else we got. We got our temperature and pressure relief valves, which keeps the heater from blowing up. And it just goes down, boom, into the floor sink there. Same with this one. It comes down, goes back up there, drops down, and it comes over along the wall, down here, and out right there to the floor sink. We also have our condensate lines, which is this. This is the exhaust vent for the boiler. Boom, 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 boom. Right, so it takes the exhaust and brings it out over there where it's not going to build up in this room and cause carbon monoxide poisoning and kill you. But the exhaust vapors slightly acidic, so the condensate water is acidic. So it goes down here into this condensate neutralizer and dumps into the floor sink as it builds up. Same with that one. Condensate comes out, goes through the neutralizer, and dumps out. You can see there's already a bit of water built up in this. There was no water in it when I installed it the other day. So quite a bit of condensation built up in these heaters. Alright, see this black pipe right there dumped into the floor sink. That comes from over here on the backflow. That is just a relief valve on the backflow. It just, yeah, if there's any issues, it will dump water out here, boom, through that air gap into this, boom, 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 and over here, and out to the floor sink. Now this specific backflow does not actually come with a drain for it. So this is a complete fabrication, custom fabrication, just because I think the inspector might call us on not having one, even though it doesn't call for one. Just be safe. Okay, so then we got our intake air for the water heaters. So they have to pull in air from the outside, and those come from right there. Boom. That one comes this way into the water heater. This one comes up. Boom, 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 boom. Goes over this way. Drops down and intake into the water heater there. There's the exhaust for this one. Comes up. And over that way. And out. Let's go look at them from outside. There's the intakes. At least 4 feet, and then I need 3 feet below, at least 4 feet below. And there's your exhaust, which I need to cut those stub outs down a little bit. That's that. There's your emergency gas shutoff for the fucking water heaters. Which now let's look at the gas pipe. I think that's about all we got left. Gas pipe comes from the ceiling right there. It actually goes into the wall over there, right where we saw the emergency shutoff, comes up into the ceiling, and over to here, follow it down, a secondary shutoff valve right there, and then it goes over this way, tees up, and goes to that second boiler over there on the right side, and the other side of that tee. Let's look at it from here. There's that tee we just looked at. Over here, boom, boom, shutoff valve, sediment trap, union, and into the water heater itself right there. This one comes over. Has the shutoff valve right there, goes over, boom, sediment trap, union, into the water heater right there. And I forgot to explain that little half-inch line right there. Right there. So we have a check valve, we have a ball valve, and this comes over and is the recirc return from the front building over there. That building right here. Yep, so that is the mechanical room in a nutshell. I'm sure something I missed and forgot about. I don't know what it may be, but there's gotta be something. I always forget something. But it's really not that complex, right? Didn't think so.